Good evening, Ravindra. We welcome you all to the International Conference on World Breastfeeding Week, Breastfeeding, Diet and Nutrition, Parenting, Education, Health, Well-being, Environment, and Sustainable Development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Well-being. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Presenters who have registered for presentations can share your details as per the format mentioned on the screen so that we can invite you for your presentations at appropriate time. So today, we are commemorating National Handloom Day to promote handlooms and also those artisans who are involved in this handloom profession. So this year, we are celebrating the 10th National Handloom Day, which is celebrated on every 7th August 2020. National Handloom Day seeks to honor the handloom weavers and provide motivation and sense of pride to the handloom industry by appreciating their contribution to the cultural, traditional, and economic landscape of the country. The celebrations aim to generate awareness about the importance of the handloom sector and its contribution to the socio-economic development of country, as part of the 10th National Handloom Day celebrations, various activities are being organized across the country in all states, union territories, state governments, weaver service centers, and the Office of Development, Commissioner, Handloom, apex handloom bodies, educational institutions, including National Institute of Fashion Technology and India Institute of Handloom Technology, National Handloom Development Corporation, National Crafts Museum, etc., are organizing various activities. Some of the major activities include social media campaign through MyGov portal, which is a government portal. And there you have pledges, selfies, design a souvenir, quiz contest organized by the government of India. You can take part and you can also win exciting prizes. And there is also an exhibition exclusively on handloom products with a matic display and live demonstration at Handloom Hut, New Delhi, which is being organized from 3rd to 16th August. So that is with the name Virasat. So if you are fortunate, if you are to be in New Delhi or if you are traveling to New Delhi in these days, so you can visit that exhibition. And also every city, almost every state has one or other exhibition on the occasion of National Handloom Day. So you can take part. And there is also exclusive exhibition at Delhi Hut INA that is from 1st to 15th August. That is also named Virasat. So you can also visit that. And there is also a special sourcing show, business to business at Varanasi, organized by Handloom Export Promotion Council, those who are dealing handlooms as part of their business from 7th to 9th August. So you can attend to promote and trade handloom products. And know your weavers event at Craft Museum from 1st to 14th August, where this initiative seeks to create awareness among students about India's handlooms. Approximately 10,000 to 10,000 students from schools across Delhi are expected to participate in this program. And various handloom expos, awareness activities in colleges organized by weaver service centers at various places across the country are being organized. You can be part of it. And awareness activities, including thematic display, weaving demonstration, panel discussions, quiz on handlooms, fashion presentations by NAFT and IIHTs are happening. So feel free to join. Even various other institutions, organizations are also organizing. You can join online and offline events organized by us now. By being part of this event, you are also part of National Handloom Day celebrations. So you are fortunate that we are celebrating and commemorating National Handloom Day, and you are also part of that today. So let's all promote handloom because they are sustainable, eco-friendly, and they are the source of livelihoods for many artisans. Those are weavers. And it is also nation's rich handloom heritage. And this day, especially, of course, every day plays a crucial role in promoting indigenous craftsmanship, supporting weavers and highlighting the socio-economic significance of the handloom sector. If you see, there are different handicrafts, handloom products, which are very specific to particular place, which have a geographical identity. We see when we travel across the places, we see different kinds of handlooms. So let's embrace the handloom diversity of the country. We are not only rich in biodiversity, we are not only rich in cultural diversity, we are not only rich in linguistic diversity, but we are also rich in handloom diversity. You can see how across the states, how people are dressing in a different way, using different materials and prepared by hand by using manual looms and also through various artists is a wonderful work. You should visit and ensure that you are going with all these to experience. At least if you are not able to visit weavers, you can visit exhibitions to see that how wonderful these handlooms are and pick not only for you, but your family and friends and gift it or even promote them or while you are going, invite them, take them along with you and promote handloom products because it is all everyone's responsibility, not just you and me, but everyone's responsibility to protect and feel pride of our own nation's handloom history. So let's all today take this opportunity. Most of the handloom exhibitions are happening, till 10, 11 o'clock. So we will conclude today a little bit early so that you can, even after this event, you can go and shop your handlooms and, you can buy it. Even you can buy it online also. So the first, the thought of this National Handloom Day started somewhere around 2015, which is commemorating the Swadeshi movement of 1905 on to celebrate and promote handloom products, support weavers, and honors India's rich, ancient, and traditional textile heritage. And the theme of this year is the integration of technology and innovation in handloom weaving, fostering skill development and expanding market success. So, this theme aims to enhance skill development, provide training and resources to upgrade the skills of weavers, expand market access, facilitate broader market research and reach for handloom products through various channels, promote innovation, encourage the adaptation of modern technology to improve productivity and quality in handloom weaving, and also to reduce efforts required to produce. This focus on technology and innovation reflects the evolving needs of the industry, society, aiming to bridge the gap between traditional practices and contemporary demands. This National Handloom Day celebrations has its roots in the Swadeshi movement of 1905, which is a pivotal event in India's struggle for independence. The movement, which began on August 7th in Kolkata, sought to promote indigenous products and reduce reliance on British goods. Handloom textiles played a crucial role in this movement, symbolizing self-reliance and national pride. In 2015, the Indian government designated August 7th as National Handloom Day to commemorate the centenary of the Swadeshi movement. This initiative highlights the importance of handloom weaving as a symbol of resistance and self-sufficiency during the colonial era. National Handloom Day holds profound significance for various reasons, like economical contributions, cultural heritage, social impact, and so on. The handloom sector is a major employment provider, second only to agriculture in India. According to the Handloom Census 2019 and 20, approximately 35 to 35.22 lakh workers are employed in the handloom industry, with a significant proportion being women. The sector also plays a crucial role in rural development and contributes to India's GDP and export earnings. In the fiscal year 2023 and 24, handloom products contributed $1,802.36 million to export earnings. India's handloom industry is known for its diverse range of textiles, each reflecting unique regional identities and traditional craftsmanship. Handloom products such as Banaras saris, Pashmina shawls, ikat fabrics are celebrated for their intricate designs and cultural significance. These textiles preserve centuries-old techniques and patterns, enriching India's cultural tapestry. Handloom weaving products provides economic empowerment, particularly to women, and supports sustainable fashion practices. By avoiding mechanized production, handloom weaving aligns with global trends towards eco-friendly and sustainable fashion, contributing to climate change and mitigation. To support and promote the handloom sector, the Indian government has implemented several schemes, like National Handloom Development Program provides financial assistance for technology upgrades, marketing support, and skill development. Handloom Weavers Comprehensive Welfare Scheme offers health and life insurance coverage to handloom weavers. Yarn Supply Scheme ensures the regular supply of yarn at subsidized rates to enhance production. Mudra Scheme for weavers provides loan up to 10 lakhs to support business development and growth in the handloom sector. Marketing support includes organizing national and international exhibitions and collaborating with e-commerce platforms to broaden market search and reach, and so on. Despite this importance, the handloom sector is facing several challenges, like competition from power looms, especially this automatic line production, mechanized production impacts demand for handloom products, leading to lower prices and reduced demand. And lack of modernization also sometimes. Many weavers use traditional methods without access to modern technology, affecting productivity and quality. And it takes more time, but you'll never get the same quality which you get by handmade on power looms. There is a lot of difference between them. And market access issues also affect and create challenges in reaching out. And, especially these limited market reach and exploitation by middlemen hinder profitability and growth. And financial constraints like difficulty in accessing credit and high input costs impact the sustainability of handloom businesses. So, understanding the significance of National Handlooms Day provides valuable insights into India's diverse textile culture, handloom culture, economy, and heritage, making it an essential to be more eco-friendly, environment-friendly lifestyle through sustainable clothing and fashion. We can see other textiles like Kanjivaram silk sarees from Tamil Nadu, Benares silk sarees from Uttar Pradesh, Chikankari embroidery from Lucknow, Cut textiles from Andhra Pradesh, and so on. Every state, there is a timelessness of these handmade textiles that make them an irrefutable part of India's rich cultural heritage and diversity. And handloom art, which is and handloom art form deeply rooted in India's cultural fabric, which is today, due to the discussed challenges, experiencing a resurgence and also giving a voice to the stories of multiple communities across the country. And thanks to the efforts and even the fashion designers today uh, extending their support, the revival is largely driven by a new generation of entrepreneurs who are not just preserving tradition, but also redefining it for contemporary consumers. There are various you know, case studies where we can take those people who equally are contributing as handloom entrepreneurs, present day generations, along with earlier generations. While honoring tradition is paramount, these, especially young entrepreneurs, are equally focused on making handloom relevant to today's consumers while ensuring artisans and their cultural heritage and livelihoods are promoted. Supporting local weavers and artisans is at the core of this day. And we have to collaborate closely with weaving communities across India, ensuring fair wages and providing them with a stable, sustainable source of income. We also need to prioritize ethical practices and methods, ensuring that our partnerships are mutually beneficial and help them and also us in preserving traditional weaving practices and techniques and support them. But the handloom industry faces numerous challenges, including the dwindling number of skilled artisans as due to competition and lack of proper support. They are leaving the tradition. The generations, the coming up generations of artisans are not even taking up the trade. So we are losing skilled artisans and slowly the art is disappearing. So we need to educate the market, people around about the value of handmade products. Many people are unaware of the time, effort, and skill involved creating these masterpieces, often leading them to compare handlooms with power looms or machine-made alternatives. Additionally, handloom products tend to be more expensive than mass-produced garments, which at times are the hurdles when competing in a price-sensitive market. Communicating the reasons and bringing awareness among the consumers and markets behind this pricing, such as fair wages for artisans and the sustainable nature of the products, which is very much crucial for both the artisans and also the art forms, and also to promote cultural diversity. So today is also commemorated as Clutter Awareness Week, which is held in August to create awareness about much overlooked issue. This is commemorated in US. It takes place from 12. Clutter in its all forms can do more damage than what you believe. And it's a nasty habit of eating away to your time and productivity. So, Clutter Awareness Week aims to highlight all forms of clutter and identify ways to tackle, overcome it. Clutter Awareness Week was created to encourage us to get rid of those unwanted things which can complicate contented living. Getting rid of them can involve avoid negative people and habits, and also donating, recycling, and reselling unnecessary items around your home or workplace. Clutter can be either mental or physical. Regardless of the type, it has a way of consuming time and reducing your productivity. It can hamper your ability to live a calm and happy life. Think about the thousands of minutes you could save if you only managed to clear the clutter from your mind and also from your environment. A cluttered life often means missing deadlines and constant fatigue and can lead to anxiety or depression over the time. The first step towards getting rid of clutter is learning to let things go. It might be a physical object, a feeling, or someone in your life which has a negative outlook. Deciding to remove that excess baggage can be difficult. You need determination and courage, but the rewards are worth the extra effort. And the fulfillment and satisfaction mean you focus on doing things and being around the people that make you happy. Get rid of mental clutter by practicing meditation, taking long walks, or spending more time with family. It's important to know that the solution is different for each individual. Why do people suddenly start hoarding? Or generally, some people, keep hoarding. Most people start hoarding after life-changing events, such as losing a loved one, occurs in this life. Hoarding is a reaction to their inability to cope up with situation and move on. Hoarders can exhibit some of the following characteristics: unwilling to get rid of old possessions, experience severe anxiety when trying to clear out items, being unable to organize or sort possessions and feeling ashamed or overwhelmed by possessions. You need to devise a plan before starting your decluttering exercise. The work required with the emotional significance of exercise can overwhelm you if you are not well prepared. So we have items we keep around for no viable reason. Donate, recycle, or sell those items lurking around unattended in your home or office. The stress of balancing everything comes from your work life to your home life can be overwhelming. Create a space where you can relax and block out negativity. Schedules are generally underrated. If you find it difficult to commit to addressing clutter, setting out a schedule to keep you on track is the way to go. Feel the burn. You can burn up to 200 calories while cleaning for 2 hours. So, if you are looking for some kind of cleaning activity, I mean physical activity, you can go for cleaning. That also keeps your environment and surroundings clean, and at the same time, you can declutter and enjoy the physical activity. Over 80% of domestic clutter is due to disorganization and poor planning. Plan properly and whenever you are getting something or buying something, plan and wait. Don't be in a impulsive mode to start buying whatever you see or just the moment you feel like buying. Most of these impulsive decisions can be avoided, can be prevented by giving it some time where you can postpone them. Because most of them, by seeing advertisement or someone has procured or immediately you need something so that it can make you more comfortable, but that is for that moment. Once that moment passes, again, you may not require. So you can look for some alternatives instead of procuring more and more. So plan it, organize, and whenever you are buying, think in a multi-purpose way. How that product or a service can be used in multiple ways. Only such products, when you are buying, which has a multi-utility, that will help you to declutter and also avoid cluttering in the very first place. The average woman will spend about 13,000 hours cleaning compared to just over 6,000 hours for men. And this is also unbalanced statistics. And kitchen sinks can retain more germs than toilets. So it is very much necessary that sinks has to be properly cleaned. The average person will spend over a year of their lifetime searching for the lost objects at home or office. That's why it is very important. Even we also in our home or in our office, when it is all cluttered everywhere, disorganized, we also take time. When it is organized, it is easy. When it is labeled, it is easy to find out. So let's be more organized. Let's be more decluttered, physically, mentally also, so that we can recollect them, we can organize, and we can retrieve them more easily. So cleaning and organizing your space can have soothing effect and make you more relaxed. See, when you have things organized around you, you feel more relaxed. But if you see everywhere everything is cluttered and lying around, then you also don't feel like, and you always feel that burden of putting them in place or organizing them. That thought will always keep you overburdened, stress. That's why take some time out, clear, keep only what is necessary, or try to digitize and securely store it so that whatever is required, you can get it whenever you require. So clear out unnecessary items in your home or office. You'll be surprised the amount of space you have been missing out, and give the items to those who need them. New space. We all are guilty of putting off things later. Clutter Awareness Week advocates timely intervention to address various issues, and it can influence your ability to take action on other important, crucial, priority concerns in your life. It can help you fight procrastination. So today we also have a relevant commemoration, which is also National Psychiatric Technician Appreciation Day in US, which occurs every year on the Wednesday that falls in the first full week of August. So this year it takes place on August 7th. I was stopped to think about the people behind the scenes who dedicate their lives to caring for mentally challenged or ill people. In short, a psychiatric technician is really just a person who is dedicated to caring for person or people with any kind of mental illness or developmental disability. So let us have a glimpse into the realities of the life as a psychiatric technician, so these caregivers can receive the appreciation they deserve. American Association of Psychiatric Technicians, in short known as AAPT, may have started such a day. The history of psychiatric technicians is tied in closely with the history of institutionalization of people deemed mentally ill. The first asylums were commonly known by the insensitive names and served as a means to socially exclude those who were unfit for the society. As early as 872 AD, British travelers in the Far East recorded observations in the Islamic world of mentally ill people being treated humanly, but it took centuries before this approach became popular in Europe and North America. Psychiatric technicians are basically mental health technicians who work with and care for people suffering from the whole gamut of mental health issues, from neurological illness and diseases to psychological disorders and developmental disabilities. These often noticed and unsung heroes deal with a lot of different tasks related to caregiving and assessment. Their jobs can range from monitoring the physical and emotional well being of patients to assisting them with their daily routines and monitoring their medication and personal hygiene. They are usually employed in public or private hospitals and other care facilities where treatment and rehabilitation programs exist for those suffering from serious mental health conditions. Today is also commemorated as Professional Speakers Day in US, which is an occasion to celebrate all people who stand up in the front of audience. These people talk about different topics to inform, educate, persuade, and encourage people to take action about the things that matter to them. Professional speakers have an enormous impact on the lives of the people who listen to them, teaching, persuasion, or entertainment, no matter what the goal of the speakers. They all influence the people who hear them talk. Professional speakers engage in public speaking, which is also known as oration. They speak to different kinds of audiences, either live or on stage or through pre recorded videos. Professional speakers have different goals for their speeches. Public speaking is a field which was developed in Greece and Rome, where it was an important rhetoric, the art of persuasion. Persuasion. Public speakers are not only looking to persuade their audiences but also to educate them or entertain them. Regardless of the type of speech, all speakers aim to get their audience to act in some way, either by incorporating the knowledge they have gained or taking some action based on what they learn. So with this, we are concluding these commemorations. Now we'll quickly move on to the organization, which is known as IBFAN in short, the International Baby Food Action Network, which is an international coalition aiming to improve maternal and infant and young child health through protection, support, and promotion of breastfeeding and optimal complementary feeding. It was formed by a small group of organizations and activists concerned about the high mortality of formula fed babies who came together in 1979 at the end of a World Health Organization and UNICEF joint meeting on infant and young child feeding. The meeting had recommended an international code to regulate the marketing of infant formula, bottles, and teats and other products marketed as breast milk substitutes. So the International Baby Action, Baby Food Action Network, IBFN, which is an international coalition that aims to improve maternal, infant, young child health through protection and promotion and support of breastfeeding and optimal complementary feeding, which was founded in 1979. At this meeting, the creation of an international code to regulate the marketing of infant formula, feeding bottles, teats, and other products marketed as substitutes for breast milk was recommended. IFFAN is made up of public interest groups and individuals working worldwide to reduce maternal, infant, and young child morbidity and mortality. The network strives for the universal and full implementation of the international code and resolutions aiming to improve the health and well-being of infants and young children, their mothers, and their families. The founding group consisted of 6 NGOs. More than 40 years later, IFFAN has grown into a coalition of almost 3,300 citizen groups in 168 developing and industrialized nations. It is also the single issue network in the world. Breast milk is the most universally available and complete food resource. However, it has been under attack for at least 60 years by commercial interests. In 2018, the World Health Organization estimated that 830,000 child lives could be saved every year among children under 5 years if all children 0 to 23 months were optimally breastfed. IFFAN brings together the non-governmental organizations which are addressing infant feeding and health and unites these organizations behind a common aim, improving breastfeeding rates, reducing dependence on industrial artificial milk products, and protecting women and families. Freedom of choice based on full and unbiased information and support free from commercial influences. So the key of regulation for the marketing of infant formulas to this campaign is the regulation of marketing of infant feeding products by means of International Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes, which was adopted as a resolution by World Health Assembly in 1981. Since 1981, the issues covered in the code have been clarified or extended by a series of subsequent resolutions of World Health Assembly. In the face of enormous power of the multinational companies which dominate the infant baby food market, IFFAN has continued to find means to mobilize people effectively to press their governments for action, undertake citizen monitoring of compliance with the recommendations of the World Health Assembly, and stimulate self-reliance and effective action at the grassroots level. IFFAN's International Code Documentation Center in Malaysia supports governments to draft laws to implement the international code and organizes global monitoring service of industry marketing malpractices by citizens groups. The global strategy for infant and young child feeding is a key resolution adopted by the World Health Assembly in 2002 to provide further policy support for breastfeeding in all areas. The World Breastfeeding Trends Initiative, WTI, was designed by IFFAN's regional office for Asia as participatory tool for countries to assess the state of policy and programs and press governments to take action to bridge the gaps. To date, over 90 countries have completed and or repeated their assessments of implementation of global strategy, monitoring, monitoring the international code and pressing governments and industry to adapt it in full have thus remained a central and ongoing struggle for the net. If fan groups are supporting their governments and monitoring implementation of the global strategy in all countries, the Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative, BFHI, Breastfeeding and Human Rights with focus on children's and women rights, Codex Alimentarius Commission standards, maternity protection, legislation, infant feeding, and climate change, risks of contamination of breast milk, substitutes, infant feeding in emergencies, economic and environmental impact of not breastfeeding is also dealt. Infant groups in more than 168 countries are working actively on one or more of these issues. These groups are organized into 8 geographical and linguistic areas and regions: Africa, English and Portuguese speaking; Africa, French speaking; Asia, Arab world, Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean; North America, and Oceania. The campaign for which IFAN is best known is the international boycott of Nestle for breaches of international code. Baby Milk Action, BMA, IFAN's group in the UK coordinates the boycott and company campaigns. In 2020, their work continued in the face of climate emergency when it was increasingly urgent to protect and promote support breastfeeding to safeguard the health of humans on the planet. So, IFAN has 7 principles: infants and young children everywhere to have the rights of the highest attainable standard of health. Families, and in particular women and children, have the right to access adequate and nutritious food and sufficient and affordable water. Women have the right to breastfeed and to make informed decisions about infant and young child feeding. Women have the right to fully support to breastfeed for 2 years or more and to exclusively breastfeed for the first 6 months. All people have the right to access quality healthcare services and information free of commercial influence. Health workers and consumers have the right to be protected from commercial influence that may distort their judgment and decision. People have the right to advocate for change that protects, promotes, and supports basic health and international solidarity. So the focus areas include Codex Alimentarius, infant feeding in emergencies, contaminants in baby foods, health and environment impacts, World Breastfeeding Trends Initiative, in short known as WBTI. Let's watch a short video.
Throughout pregnancy, birth, and in the weeks beyond, a woman and her child need protection to ensure their health and security. That is as true today as it was 100 years ago, when the ILO adopted the first ever convention on maternity protection, followed by standards that promote paternity and parental leave. That groundbreaking commitment recognized that a working mother should have a right to financial support and a guarantee that her job is safe while she takes the time she and her new baby need. Over the years, the ILO's definition of maternity protection has expanded to include no less than 14 weeks of paid maternity leave for all women. Health protection, income security, the right to paid breastfeeding breaks, and a safe and healthy workplace for all. What benefits mother and child at this crucial time benefits families, communities, and society as a whole. Today, the right to maternity protection is recognized around the world. Yet the reality for many women is quite different. Every day, women continue to face maternity-related threats to their health and economic security. Around the world, only 4 women in 10 receive cash benefits to provide an income while caring for themselves and their babies. Many have no access to adequate paid leave and no promise that they can return to a job, while the threat of dismissal, discrimination, violence, harassment, and hostility at work hangs over many more. There's been a century of progress, but there is still work to be done. Maternity protection for every person everywhere is the key to health, wealth, stability, and equality in the home, the workplace, and the world. Universal maternity protection is an essential step in achieving our sustainable development goals of good health, gender equality, decent work, and economic growth by 2030.
Even in India, Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India, BPNI, which was founded on 3rd December 1991 at Wardha, Maharashtra, is a registered independent non-profit national organization working towards protection, promoting, and supporting breastfeeding and appropriate complementary feeding of infants and young children. BPNI acts as on the targets of Innocent Declarations, Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC, International Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes, and the Global Strategy for the Infant and Young Child Feeding of World Health Organization 2022. BPNI core areas of work include policy advocacy to educate policymakers and managers, training of health workers, capacity building of state governments for implementing the policy, social mobilization during World Breastfeeding Week each year, and monitoring compliance with the Infants Milk Substitutes Feeding Bottles and Infants Food Regulation of Production, Supply and Distribution Act 1992 and Amendment Act 2003, which is also known as IMS Act. So BPNI is notified in the Gazette of India as a child welfare NGO to initiate action under Section 2(1) of the IMS Act for officially monitoring and implementing IMS Act since 1995. Over the years, BPNI has played a role of watchdog organization and exposed several big baby food brands on how they undermine the IMS Act. BPNI coordinates and facilitates the education and training of grassroots personnel in the health and nutrition sector and private hospitals through skilled counseling as a sustainable support to the mother-baby acts. Our training alliance also include the National Health Mission and Integrated Child Development Skill ICDS, and all these BPNI training courses are self-sustained. BPNI works with close liaison with the Government of India and is recognized for its technical expertise and credible standing on the issues and concerns of child health and nutrition. BPNI's contribution in its earlier 5-year plan documents and restructuring of ICDS mission document for Government of India are golden feathers in its cap. BPNI holds major contribution in the development of national guidelines on infant and young child feeding 2004 and 2006 and operational guidelines for enhancing optimal infant and young child feeding practices 2013. Latest among these are guidelines for MA program where BPNI provided crucial inputs. BPNI is a technical partner to country's very first nationwide program, MA, which is an abbreviation for Mother's Absolute Affection, for breastfeeding promotion, launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India on 5th August 2016. Other than the government, BPNI has been working in partnership with development partners like World Health Organization, UNICEF, World Bank, Norwegian and Swedish governments. The vision of BPNI is viewed as the last word in protecting breastfeeding from commercial influence, as well as recognized as a global leader in providing impetus for the breastfeeding movement through innovative and sustainable approaches. BPNI mission seeks to work towards BPNI seeks to work towards optimal nutrition of women and children, especially on enhancing breastfeeding rates in country through countering commercial influence, capacity building of health and nutrition care providers, advocacy for maternity entitlements under the national policies. BPNI does not accept funds or any support from the companies manufacturing baby foods, feeding bottles, or infant feeding related equipment. BPNI does not associate with organizations having conflicts of interest. BPNI is a part of global network, the International Baby Food Action Network. IBFAN is a right livelihood laureate, the award received in 1990, which is popularly known as Alternative Nobel Prize. It serves as a regional coordinating office of South Asia to protect, promote, and support optimal infant and young child nutrition. As young child nutrition, as IFAN South Asia, IFAN is an official relationship with World Health Organization since 2013. And IFAN is also affiliated and also member of technical committees nationally and internationally, like member of National Infant and Young Child Feeding Coordination Committee, member National Infant and Young Child Feeding Steering Committee, Government of India, technical partner, MA Program, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, member Coordination Committee of the Global UNICEF World Health Organization, Breastfeeding Advocacy Initiative, member National Shadow Committee on Codex Committee on Nutrition and Food for Special Dietary Users, member of Working Group on Children's Rights to Food in India, member of National Coordination Committee of Jan Swasthya Abhiyan, People's Health Movement India, presenting and representing IFAN in the global network for the right to food and nutrition, member Institutional Review Board, National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development, in short known as NIPCC. Just watch a short video.
It is a wonderful feeling when you become a mother for the very first time. Life becomes more beautiful than ever, and your child becomes your top priority.
मदरहुड एक तरह से केयरिंग वर्ड है जो आपको सिखाता है कि एक बच्चे की कैसे केयर करनी है.
No soul can replace a mother's emotions. Nothing can bestow the warmth of mother's breastfeed.
मुझे अपने बच्चे के लिए बेस्ट करना है. बीइंग अ मदर मुझे इम्यून सिस्टम इसका स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है. मैंने इसको ब्रेस्ट फीड कराया. इवन 6 मंथ तक कंटिन्यूसली मैंने ब्रेस्ट फीड किया और अभी भी मैं कंटिन्यू कर रही हूँ.
Exclusive breastfeeding is one of the key contributors for survival and health of children throughout the world. More than 1 million babies die every year because they are not breastfed. Till the age of 6 months, the baby needs breast milk, not anything else. It gives infants all the nutrients they need for healthy development. While the baby food industry is pushing formula milk to new mothers in subtle ways, there are voices of care uninfluenced by marketing forces and commercial gain.
Be aware of the dangers of formula feeding before choosing to give formula for your babies, as well as be aware of the advantages of breastfeeding.
Voices of change.
BPNI not just kept the issue of breastfeeding alive, but it also made dents in a paralytic government.
Voices like the Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India.
It's a credible voice in the field of breastfeeding and IYCF in our country.
BPNI has a very strict ethical policy of not receiving money from any commercial site. Where there is a conflict of interest, we don't take money. We are very selective in actually taking money. So government organizations we normally trust, and that's where our source of funding lies.
BPNI, the Light of Hope, was born in 1991 as an organized front for advocacy on breastfeeding.
It's both exciting and challenging. The journey has been so far in terms of developing the organization, developing the issue itself, reaching to a level that people understand.
With a vision to establish optimal infant and young child feeding, In all societal communities, BPNI has dedicated itself to empower parents and women to exclusively breastfeed their children for the first 6 months of age and continue breastfeeding for 2 years and beyond, along with adequate and appropriate complementary feeding starting at 6 months.
There are basically three paradigm in which BPNI works. One is protection of breastfeeding, then promotion of breastfeeding, and then support of breastfeeding. In protection, we are a gazetted NGO for seeing the implementation of the IMS Act. We have to look into the violations of this Act and report it to the court of law.
Today, BPNI stands as a force that works through advocacy, social mobilization, information sharing, education, research, training, and monitoring the company compliance with the IMS Act.
We got a law that bans the promotion of baby foods commercially. That is probably something which we will leave behind actually for generations to come.
We do not see breastfeeding in isolation and rather work on various cross-cutting issues like gender, human rights and climate change as well.
The Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India, that started with 4 members in 1991, now has more than 3,600 members in almost all the states of India.
It's quite rare in India to have doctors organize themselves to speak on public health issues or to be involved in social action. And I think BPNI is one of those unique fora where most of their participants are in fact either doctors, nurses, health professionals in some manner. So to be able to mobilize that particular group of people and to be able to engage with them, to expand their thinking beyond clinical medicine, I think that is one very important contribution that BPNI has made.
Health and nutrition is also an area where BPNI has made its presence felt.
I think that there has been a really significant contribution which has been made by BPNI in shaping the national agenda for nutrition in the country, including through support to designing the agenda for the PM's Council on India's Nutrition Challenges and universalization of maternity benefits for the draft National Food Security Bill.
Indian government is part of the global strategy to develop, implement, monitor and evaluate breastfeeding policies. As specified in its goals, BPNI is instrumental in the monitoring, promotion and execution of these policies. BPNI continues to help push forward the government's agenda for women and child protection.
Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India has really emerged as an international organization now. It's so popular that we have started working in all areas with BPNI, like a lot of symposium, training programs we have started. The last and most important work which we have done with BPNI is the World Breastfeeding Trend Initiative Research.
Year after year, BPNI has led the initiative in the country to launch action during the World Breastfeeding Week and followed it up.
We do all kind of activities during the World Breastfeeding Week, social mobilization activities, in which the message of optimal infant and child feeding is spread to the community.
BPNI is now called to support governments in planning their action plans to support breastfeeding mothers.
BPNI has very strategically focused on the fact that one of the most important ways of tackling malnutrition is the most simple way that nature has decreed. The problem is so intractable, the problem of malnutrition, that it takes that kind of persistence and that kind of consistent effort to be able to bring it as a major policy decision which will impact by the instrument of the 12th plan, which will impact millions of children in this country.
BPNI offers solutions through its excellent training programs on capacity building in IYCF based on the guidelines provided by WHO and UNICEF.
There is something unique in this training. We use the principles, so it's like 20% by traditional teaching, the way we teach, another 40% we do teach by doing role plays, then clinical practice, and then it's ultimately let the participants who are being trained, let them do also a hands-on experience. That's how we inculcate all the principles basically in the training.
Its trainers and counselors work to effectively increase the breastfeeding rate. Through training of health workers and community volunteers, through its wide information network, research and publications, campaigns and schemes, BPNI has made waves in a very encouraging way.
Being very closely associated with BPNI, very closely working with them both in developing the training modules and also doing some research, because they're assisting us, providing some money for doing research.
In the international arena, BPNI serves the Regional Coordinating Office of International Baby Food Action Network (IBFAN) for Asia, which is a network of groups working to promote optimal infant and young child nutrition in over 25 countries. BPNI is also the regional focal point South Asia for World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action (WABA). The way forward is full of hope.
BPNI has been on the right track and it should just continue.
The future is bright.
We are near the goal, very near the goal. Continue your efforts and I'm sure we will achieve the goal which is set not by Government of India but internationally.
The road is quite long, but they are on the right path.
The marketing forces are strong, but voices of reason and care will succeed as they have all these years.
We, being a watchdog organization, keep a check on these baby food industries as per the IMS Act and would continue doing so.
It's like an organization which doesn't believe in building empires. It's building a movement. If people want it, it will continue.
BPNI is on its way to bringing good health to your children.
इस वीडियो में दूध को कैसे निकालते हैं ब्रेस्ट से, इसके बारे में दिखाया गया है। सबसे पहले माँ को अपने ब्रेस्ट को धीरे से मसाज करना चाहिए। देखिए जैसे चारों तरफ मसाज करें, ख़ास तौर से काले हिस्से को छोड़ दें और ऊपर से काले हिस्से की तरफ को अपना फिंगर का मूवमेंट करें। इसी तरह से चारों तरफ करें, ऊपर भी नीचे भी चारों तरफ। बच्चे को अपने पास रख सकते हैं, इससे दूध निकालने में दूध ज़्यादा मात्रा में निकलता है। देखिए दूध निकालने का तरीका ये है कि अंगूठे को काले वाले हिस्से के ऊपर और इंडेक्स फिंगर को, जो पहली उंगली है, उसको काले वाले हिस्से के नीचे रखें। फिर हम पीछे की तरफ दबाएं, छाती की तरफ दबाएं और फिर इसको स्क्वीज़ करें। तो आप देखेंगे कि दूध जो है वो धार की शक्ल में बाहर निकलता है। 3 से 4 धारें निकलती हैं। एक चीज़ आप देख रहे हैं कि फिंगर्स को, उंगलियों को निपल के ऊपर रोल अप ना करें। ये दूसरा दिखाया गया है मसाज का तरीका कि आप चारों तरफ से, ये इसको नीडिंग कहते हैं, इस तरीके से भी आप मसाज कर सकते हैं, ब्रेस्ट का मसाज कर सकते हैं। और फिर वही टेक्निक रखेंगे कि हम मसाज करने के बाद यहाँ भी बच्चे को अपने पास रख सकते हैं। सामने बच्चे को रखने से दूध ज़्यादा निकलता है। यहाँ भी आप देखेंगे कि माँ ने एक अंगूठा काले हिस्से के ऊपर रखा है और उंगली नीचे काले हिस्से के नीचे रखी है और हल्का सा अपनी छाती की तरफ बढ़ाते हैं और फिर उसके बाद दूध निकालते हैं। चारों तरफ से दूध निकालना अच्छा रहता है। चारों क्वाड्रेंट से दूध निकालें, जैसे यहाँ ये माँ कर रही हैं। दूध ड्रॉप्स में भी निकल सकता है और सेट के साथ भी। अगर आप देख रहे हैं हल्का सा पीला रंग है दूध के अंदर, ये माँ का दूध जो है वो पीले रंग का होता है। अब दूध निकालने के बाद में इसको नर्स जो है वो कप के ज़रिए से दूध पिला सकती है, बॉटल का इस्तेमाल नहीं करना चाहिए। आप यहाँ देखेंगे कि एक बच्चा है, नवजात शिशु है, और इसमें आप जो कप कटोरी है उसका हिस्सा इसके नीचे वाले होंठ पे रखें और इतना ऊपर उठाएं कप को कि जो उसका दूध है वो लेवल जो है उसके ऊपर वाले होंठ से टच हो जाए, बस। फिर आप देखेंगे बच्चा खुद से दूध पीता है, अपने ज़बान से वो दूध को अपने अंदर लेता है और बहुत आराम से दूध पीता है। देखिए ये एक पूरे दिन का बच्चा है जो कि वज़न कम है इसको भी इसके माँ ने दूध निकाला तो इसको नर्स दूध पिला रही है। यहाँ भी आप देखेंगे कि बच्चे के सामने रुई रख लेते हैं ताकि थोड़ा बहुत जो स्पिल ओवर होगा मिल्क वो ना गिरे, और इसकी जो कटोरी है इसको नीचे वाले होंठ के ऊपर रखते हैं और इतना ऊपर उठाते हैं कि ताकि मिल्क का जो लेवल है वो ऊपर वाले होंठ से टच हो जाए और बच्चा फिर आराम से दूध पीता है। ध्यान रखें कि दूध को उंडेल लेना मुंह के अंदर, थोड़ा सा हाथ नीचे लगा लें सर पे, थोड़ा ऊंचा कर लें सर को, 30 डिग्री ऊपर उठा सकते हैं और फिर बच्चे को दूध पीने दें। यहाँ पर माँ अपने बच्चे को दूध खुद से पिला रही है। वही तरीका, वही टेक्निक कि जो कटोरी है उसका नीचे वाला हिस्सा जो है वो नीचे वाले होंठ पर रखें और मिल्क का लेवल जो है वो टच कर दें। आप देखते हैं कि बच्चा जब दूध पी रहा है तो इसमें वो बबल्स भी निकल रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये अपनी ज़बान से ही बच्चा दूध को खींच रहा है। बच्चे को अभी तक हम नली के द्वारा दूध पिला रहे थे, तो अब मदर अभी तक नर्स ने दूध पिलाया, अब इसके माँ को हमने सिखा रहे हैं कि वो कैसे दूध पिला सकती है बच्चे को। बहुत छोटा बच्चा है, आज 10-12 दिन का हो गया है और अब वो दूध अपने हाथ से पिला रही है। आपने देखा कि ये माँ बार बार उसको होंठ खोलने की कोशिश कर रही थी तो नर्स ने उसको रोका कि ऐसा ना करें, बल्कि बच्चे को खुद से दूध पीने दें। अगर वो भूखा होगा तो दूध पिएगा। देखिए अब उसने मुंह खोला है और वही टेक्निक कि नीचे वाले होंठ पे हम कटोरी रखेंगे और मिल्क को टच कर देंगे ऊपर वाले होंठ से, बच्चा दूध पीना शुरू कर देगा। ध्यान रखें कि दूध को मुंह के अंदर उंडेलना नहीं है। तो इसमें क्या होगा कि बोतल से दूध देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है और बच्चा डायरेक्ट कप से दूध पिएगा, इसमें चम्मच की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है। देखिए ये वही बच्चा है जिसकी कि नली हमने निकाल दी है और अब ये डायरेक्ट दूध जो है वो पी रहा है कप के द्वारा। इसमें एक फ़ायदा ये होता है कि जो बच्चे कप से दूध पीते हैं वो जल्दी फिर अपने माँ की छाती से दूध पीना शुरू कर देते हैं। कुछ दिन में इस बच्चे को हम माँ की छाती से लगाएंगे और वो फिर वहाँ से डायरेक्ट दूध पिएगा।
Have you recently found out the good news? Are you going through different sources, trying to decide the best possible ways to raise your baby? Have you thought about how to feed your child? This is the time to decide, because now you get to decide with iDecide. iDecide becomes your all-in-one partner through pregnancy, helping you access all the information that you can trust and understand everything about feeding your child. iDecide makes sure that you get all the information you need to decide what is the best feeding option for your newborn baby. When it comes to the most important person in your life, you can proudly say, iDecide.
Hi, baby. You are a part of me, and a part of a bigger, grander plan that nobody knows just yet, except the universe. By and by, the plan will reveal itself to you. So you must be ready and strong and true, for the road ahead is an exciting one. So may this little head be filled with bright ideas. May it be quick with all the answers, curious with all the questions. May these bright little eyes find beauty in the world, especially where beauty is hard to find. And what is Mummy's wish for these two little feet? May they always stand for what you believe in and march to that drummer inside. And what about these soft little hands? May they always work hard for others. May they give more than they take. And this beautiful little heart, may it always be full, brimming with love, nourished with happiness. May its beating remind you each day to do your best. For nothing less than your best is worthy of you.
Hi, greetings from BPNI. I am Dr. Arun Gupta. I am the founder as well as the central coordinator of Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India, which is a 32-year-old organization working for protection of people's health, especially women and children, from the commercial food industry. BPNI has been behind 3 very important legal reforms to support women to breastfeed successfully. The first was a legal ban on the advertisements of baby foods like cereal foods and infant formula. Second was increase in the maternity leave from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. And third was the women who are not getting maternity leaves, they were getting cash support through National Food Security Act. All these have been facilitating success in breastfeeding and also reduction in the use of powder milk formulas and cereals. As compared to China, India is selling 20 times less now because of the law to ban ads of such cereal foods. BPNI has survived 32 years with the donations from people like you and several different country governments. BPNI has never accepted money from commercial sources with conflicts of interest. Unfortunately, the donor base is shrinking. Currently, BPNI is on a zero funding for the last 3 to 4 months, and our reserves are going to last just few more months. This is why I am reaching out to you with an appeal for support. If you think BPNI's work is important in the interest of public health, would you consider being an annual donor of BPNI? If so, please click the link below or scan the QR code to join us. You can make a difference. Thank you for your consideration.
So till now, if you have any queries, concerns, feedback, feel free to share in chat box. Or if there are any presenters who have registered for their presentations, can share your details in the chat box. Okay, if there are no queries, then we shall conclude our session here. Then we will meet tomorrow. We will see the presentation on why about the acts which govern the marketing, the IMS Act, which is very much essential, so that, as already mentioned, and you have seen in the videos also, how these, formulant, big companies, I don't need to name them, these big formula food companies or breast milk substitute or alternative companies are giant companies, and which are resorting to all kinds of marketing, which is hindering the future generations and depriving of best milk, that is making children vulnerable to diseases and disorders. Now it's a time for everyone to decide whether you will compromise now or you will compromise for the entire life. Now you are the ones to decide whether you are going to compromise your child's future, health and well-being for them. Now you decide what is good for you and your child. As everyone, as every citizen of nation, as every citizen of planet, it is we who are going to decide. So let's take an informed decision. See here, what we are trying to do is not force any decision on anyone. We are just trying to create an awareness. We are trying to give you a perspective how we all can be part and we all can take informed decision. And we also are aware of the consequence. Many times we do not take informed decisions. We take decision without proper knowledge. And we also do not know what are the consequences. And when we are facing the consequences, we are regretting that we have taken a wrong decision. And we might also think that if I could have known this earlier itself, I wouldn't have taken this decision. So now our role is to inform, help you to take an informed decision and help you to think of the consequences, the probable possible consequences, how to avoid them, how to, manage them, how to overcome them through proper decision making, through informed decision making. And that's why this platform is continuously, without accepting any donations or sponsorships from anyone, and all the programs are being free, conducted every day, daily from 6 to 8 p.m. and providing information so that everyone can take informed decision and can be aware of various factors. Occasionally, see, there might be some technical issues or there may be some emergencies coming up. We are also, as you all know, that we are also organizing some offline events, online events. It happens certain times that offline events extend to even that overlap with the online timings, and so we also need to close that. So sometimes it gets delayed, or on those days the sessions may be offline, interrupting the online session. But still we try and ensure that almost every day we are taking up the sessions, and most of the time our continuity is more than 99%. So starting from rarely we skip almost, in a year we rarely skip less than 10 sessions as far as our recorded statement says. So that is the kind of commitment we all are putting, and that too, due to some emergencies, technical issues, which are unavoidable. Even though we are trying our best to ensure 100%, but still, beyond human this thing, that there are certain things that will happen. So, but ensuring that we all are well aware of the facts. So that's why we invite you all to be part of this dissemination of knowledge and information, be part of it without any expectations, and other things will come automatically. See, when we do it wholeheartedly, we do everything, the best thing we do. We also register, we also complete all the formalities, We also make our best in terms of presentation and participation. And we also provide proper feedback, appreciation, gratitude, and we take us with immense gratitude, satisfaction, information with us, along with a token of gratitude, that is certificate. But only when it happens, when we do it wholeheartedly, when we put heart and soul in it, we abide to the rules and regulations and norms, then we automatically, everything becomes part of routine. So now, even on this platform, this has become a routine for all of us who are constantly engaging ourselves. Now, this is part of our routine. Without this routine, a day is always incomplete for us. So we all need to make such a commitment that without attending or without presenting, without being part of such an event, our day should not end. That is the kind of commitment we need to take. Whatever you do, then only we will be able to achieve what we aimed for or what we intended for. That is to provide information continuously, persistently, and help ourselves to take informed decisions and are also aware of possible consequences and better managing them. So, once again, I express my gratitude and thank each and everyone for being part of it. And as we are coming to close to the end of this conference, so we request those, I see many are even registering even now also. Yesterday, day before yesterday also, I saw some registration for presentation. But it's not just you are registering and don't wait for the confirmation. Generally, as I already informed, confirmation comes only after verifying all your details, including your presentation. Many of you are sending, not following the guidelines. You are not sending your PPTs, your papers or abstracts in advance as mentioned. So it is not possible to verify all those, so you'll not be getting confirmation. But in spite of that, you have the opportunity, because once conference is over, you cannot do anything. That's why we have given the flexibility of completing the formalities before the closure of conference or within 24 hours of any event or program. So utilize this opportunity, try to complete it in time, as mentioned. If not, also you can complete it immediately after your presentation. So it's always good to avoid any inconvenience. It's always good to share your content in advance so that we can verify, and you can also get a confirmation well in advance. But if you are registering in the last minute, then don't expect any additional communication. So instructions are clear. Once you register, you need to share your details. Even if you are not doing that immediately, you can join, complete, following the guidelines, and then you can complete it before the closure as instructed. So utilize this opportunity. This is a very good topic. In fact, we all need to, share. And I also invite personal, share this information with everyone. Let's everyone be part of it. Don't just do for the sake of certificates. Certificates you can get from many organizations, those who freely give away certificates even without attending. But this platform is not that kind of platform. Our certificates are valued in the industry, and you cannot get this certificate easily. Even industry knows that, Even participation presentation is free, very easy, but it's not that easy to get a certificate. Because once we say it's free, we take it for granted. We think that, because people, most of these free things, they do it for some purpose, like business or promotion or advertisement, or to gain some name and fame and all those things, or to promote themselves or their organizations. But this is not such an organization. This is not for promoting itself. This is for promoting others. So here, always, the principles take ahead of everything. So we are very particular in completing the formalities. We are very strict about completing the formalities. So that's why you might think in other platforms you can get easily. But here, unless and until, here also it is very easy only when you complete all the formalities. So it all depends on you. That's why I keep saying, your certificate, your responsibility. So you complete, you get your certificate. Now, if you don't get, you are the one to be blamed. So if you don't read the instructions, you are the one whom to be blamed, because our responsibility is to provide information. We are providing. Whether you are going to act, respond or not, that's up to you. But we can only see, every year, millions and billions of rupees, dollars are invested by various organizations, United Nations, World Health Organization. Every government is creating awareness through advertisements. Smoking is injurious to health. Drinking is injurious to health. Drugs are injurious to health. And advocating healthy lifestyles. But still, in spite of that, there is more need to create more advertisement and promotions. Why? In spite of investing so much, we are not, in the sense the entire population are still not following them. So we also do not expect that over a night we'll be doing wonders. But what we expect is, at least we continue our duty. We continue to perform our duty in whatever capacity we can. We are not bothered about number of participants or number of presenters or presentations. We continue to keep these events alive with quality presentations on various topics. So we are very clear with what we are, where we are, how we are, why we are. Only those who do not understand these, they have their own apprehensions, they have their own assumptions, and they have their own interest. And don't blame others, because without understanding why it is important, why I'm telling all this is why breastfeeding is important again. So similar way, I'm just trying to relate everything in life. You have to decide whether it is important or not. And you have to face the consequences of doing it or not doing it. You cannot blame anyone. I cannot blame anyone, because it is our decision and we have to take the responsibility, accountability, accepting the decision, and we also need to face the consequences of that decision, which is unavoidable at that moment. We could have avoided it earlier. By breastfeeding for 2 years, you could have secured your child's future for next 50 to 60 years. But if we are not breastfeeding them, then we are making them vulnerable for another 50 to 60 years and beyond. Now, it's our decision. It's our child's future, and it's our nation's future, and it's our planet's future. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. See you all tomorrow at 6 o'clock with the same joining link. And feel free, even if you don't have an expertise to make presentation as a mother or as a caretaker, if you have experience, feel free to share your details in the chat box and mention. Even if you have queries in sharing how to observation, you can use chat box. It is a one-to-one to avoid, unnecessary disturbance, and also to keep anonymity. We have kept chat box one-to-one only. So you need not worry that others are seeing. We receive feedback, and you can also use feedback forms, registration forms, and all are very secure. And you can trust us in sharing your details or queries or suggestions or feedback and any topics you would like to cover. We'll be happy to address in coming issues. So feel free sharing them. And if you anyway think that we have missed out on something, you use chat box actively in Zoom platform and remind us if anything is required. We'll definitely help you out in enhancing the experience and also the content in terms of quality as well as quantity. So thank you once again. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.